Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven development video. I'm recording this on May 14th, 2012, and picking up where we left off in the last video. Before we get started, a quick reminder about my Kickstarter project, Let's Code JavaScript, Let's Code Test-Driven JavaScript. That is a new screencast series focusing on JavaScript. It's got a lot in common with this series, but because it's going to be funded, I'll be able to go into spend more time on it. The videos will be more tightly edited. It should be a really good series. So if you're interested in JavaScript and test-driven development, check it out. letscodejavascript.com or click the link on your screen. Thanks very much. Okay, so when we left off, we were just getting the saving working on application model. And the problem here is that we're dropping a file on our file system right there. And one way of dealing with that would be to, in teardown, to delete it. But we're not going to do that. That's that's terrible. That's terrible. So what we need to do instead is the cheat I mentioned last time. And this is a terrible, terrible, terrible cheat. I admit it. You know, you don't have to write me angry letters about it. It's terrible. I'm going to do it anyway. Of course, this isn't going to quite work, is it? No, it's not. So before we do that, let's do this. And then let's factor this out. And by the way, this I think should be private. I don't know why it was public. Just a mistake, I think. There. And now, here inside a write file, the cheat. Yes. Oh, and there's so many things wrong about this. I mean, it's not a constant. I'm using all caps. It's terrible. But now, if nobody sends me hate mail over this, I'm going to be greatly disappointed. Okay, so now that that's in place, I believe I can run my test without creating that file on the file system. Yep, there we go. So, and let's rename this. There. Big ugly name for a big ugly idea. Now, of course, what we want to do is have this be on all the time for all tests. So let's make a note to and the way I've done this in the past is have a superclass handle it. Because what this allows us to do, what we've done here, ugly though it is if we are stubbing this out in all tests except where we explicitly don't. So what this is the stub out becomes opt in rather than opt out. If it's stubbed out automatically in all tests, now we can get away with not using any mock objects anywhere, not using any dependency injection anywhere, and still not touching the file system. And that's the evil genius of this approach is, yes, it's ugly, but it should, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've used this technique, but if I'm doing this right and it works the way I remember, and it's not just me fantasizing about what something I thought was cool but never actually was. If this works as well as I remember, then this line of code is the only ugliness, and we get rid of all of our mock objects. I mean, look what we've just saved here. We turned that into this, and we get to do that over and over again, and that is pretty cool. So, did we do it right? Are we done? No, we're not quite done yet. We need to make sure that we're using the correct values. Yeah, that's next. So right now, in here, we are saving stuff, but we're not saving what the user entered, and we're not testing that. Here's the other thing. You might think that this file has ever been saved is ugly, but you know what? There's going to be, over time, we can change that into a file updated or file changed method, and that will drive the logic that detects whether or not the file has been saved, or if it's been changed since the last time it's been saved. So this is not as bad to expose as it might otherwise seem. So yeah, so we're getting somewhere, getting closer. So yeah, let's run this and save it, and we'll save it there as delete me. And then there we are. So it is actually saving. That is actually tested. The only thing that isn't tested yet are these values here. So if we were using the mock-based approach, what we would do is check to see if the save method was being called with the right parameters, but we're not doing that. So that's a bit of a conundrum. What do we do? Well, this actually ties in with another idea I had, which is that I think maybe the save file is going to take care of this data clump problem that we have as well. Which is to say that we can move our data out of application model and into save file. And I'm going to slaughter another sacred cow when I do this. If you didn't hate me for the last one, you'll hate me for this one. Oh, boy. Yeah, here we go. Oh, let's see. Except I don't think we can do that yet. No. Okay, so what I was going to do was I was actually going to make the save file the data container. And I still think I can do that. But it's going to mean changing the logic here. And I really don't know if this is a good idea or not. As usual, I don't know if it's a good idea. But it's, again, got potential. Let's call it user configuration. And that would be user configuration test. Now let's just make a note. Yeah, so we have a note that we need to test that. Don't want to lose track of that. So if we do this, The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take I'm going to just flip things around. I'm going to make it so that starting balance, cost basis, and yearly spending are properties of the object, and the file is something that's passed in. Let's do this. I think this could be wacky. Okay. So and furthermore, well, let's just start by passing in that path. That's going to make this fail all over the place. Okay, let's back this out. Do it a little more slowly. Oops, wrong one. Darn it. What I want to do, I'm going to factor these out. Then make a method, factor this method out. There it is. Yep. And then we can change this to do save. And this to do save. This to do save. And that to do save. And that to do save. And that should all still work. And that is all of our time. Oh, we broke something. Hardcore. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Let's try that. And that should still work. And that's the end of our episode. So next time we're going to continue on this wild and crazy refactoring. My goal may seem like it's to achieve as much hate mail as possible, and that's not true, but hey, it's part of the fun. So thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you next time.